is totally normal to feel lost, to not know what to do in your 20s, because 20 is about finding yourself. And if you feel like you're lost, you're not lost. You're just finding the right self that aligns with you. So hi guys, before we go further in the video, my name is Rashmi and I am no life coach. I am just a normal person who was trying to figure out her life and suddenly came out that she could. Suddenly turns out that I could, and I, from a girl who was very shy, introverted, and didn't know how to talk to anyone, didn't have much guys following her, or was very competitive and always seeking everyone's attention, always wanting to be the number one, to someone who is now fine being myself. Instead of looking up to like social media for inspiration, I'm like totally okay with doing something that truly makes me happy. So to the version of me who was super confused in 20s, to the version of me who has a path to follow and is super, I'm not saying I'm super satisfied, because no human being is, but yes, I know my path. So I really want to help you guys. So if you're in your early 20s, this is exactly what you might be feeling, and it is totally okay to feel lost. I was not joking when I said I'm really happy that everything went to zero, because in my college, I was in a fashion college and I was pursuing a fashion degree, and now I'm a Pilates instructor living in Dubai. At that time, I only knew fashion was my thing, and honestly, I was super bad at it. I didn't know how to stitch, I didn't know designing. All I knew is people who love to dress up can only either be a model or a fashion designer. So I chose to be a designer. So I was not doing something that I was being mindful of. I was just following a path given by either my parents, society, or friends. So in your 20s, you're going to hit rock bottom, and there's going to be like an identity crisis wherein you will go like, why am I doing what I'm doing, and why am I not doing that, why am I not doing this? And it's all about experimenting. Like, you've heard a lot of people telling you that 20s is all about experimenting different jobs. What if you don't waste your 20s experimenting, but just finding the right path so that you can stick to it, so that you're not struggling in your 30s? Coming from a person who actually tried everything in my 20s, trust me, I tried literally everything, from starting from fashion design to my own business, then to learning multiple skills, content creation. Then I stuck upon fitness, that I think would be my thing, and motivating people, or sharing my journey as a lesson to everyone, so that they don't waste their time to do so, right? And some people might not even feel lost in 20s, and that would be because they are not questioning themselves. And if you're a person who is like, I deserve more, and why am I not getting that? You see other people, you're always good to everyone, you have had the best intentions, and you're like, I am a good person, why isn't it happening for me? Why can't I earn more money? I am so hardworking. I have always had the best intention. I've never taken leave. I've never rested in my entire life. Why am I not getting enough? The more you ask, the more hungrier you are, the more hardworking you are. But trust me, there is not going to be an answer, because it's not about hard work or money. It's about your knowledge that you need to improve. So I'm going to explain you in simple words what you are exactly going through and why is it happening, so that you make peace with it. And by the end of the video, you will feel more clear and more focused on towards where you want to reach in life, than being a confused version of you. So obviously there are pointers that I'm going to explain, and there is going to be homework that is going to help you a lot to find clarity in your life. And stop accusing yourself. If you keep accusing yourself, there will come one day when you will lose all of your confidence, and you will be all dependent on a job or either on something that will give you your validation. You will no longer be able to validate yourself, and we don't want to be in a place where you want a guy or a job or money to validate your value. You should know your value no matter what. You are valuable, because being you is valuable. Nobody is you. You are unique. Now, the first reason you feel lost in your 20s is your search for identity. Your identity wasn't chosen, it was borrowed. With time, as you grow up, either you were taught things or you just learned them by watching other people making mistakes. From walking to eating, you were taught everything. If you were someone who kept everything in place, was called discipline, so that became your identity. Or a well organized person, if you're someone who kept their room dirty, you are just not a very disciplined or organized. Let's take example of two boys. So boy A scored good marks in the entire semester, so his parents kept motivating him, pushing him that, oh my god, you're so smart, you score such good marks. Wherein boy B always scored like negative grades and poor marks, so his parents kept saying that you are not so smart, what will you do, you're super lazy, and kept giving titles to child. And eventually when he grew up, boy A became more successful than boy B. Now, why did that happen? Because in your childhood you don't even know who you actually are. You keep finding like a baby is always looking for inspiration here and there. That's why we are so careful of using words around babies, because they're really looking up for, what they are doing in this world and how they should be living. Whatever that baby listens just repeats it back to you, and similarly you did that too. So in your 20s, it's a good time to, just revisit all of that you learned from your parents, or the identities that you captured. Maybe you're not lazy, maybe that was the time you were child, you were being all silly or just not in the mood to be, productive, and you didn't even care. Now that you feel like you can take more responsibilities, now you want to revisit the title that, no, I am disciplined or I am more hardworking. You just need to refuse the old title again and again. Once it repeats itself. When I was going through my 20s, everyone used to tell me like, you're bad at maths. What I started doing is I stopped using calculator, because I wanted to prove everyone wrong, and wrong mostly to my brain, that I know good maths. So I started doing more of maths in my head. And at the end of the day, after like 1 or 2 weeks, my brain was convinced that she is good at maths. Taking another example is, I used to think I'm very unlucky, because I used to be surrounded with friends who used to get things very easily, and I used to work so hard to get marks and good grades, and they used to make it look so effortless. And then what I did was, I kept repeating to myself, I'm lucky, everything comes easy to me. I'm lucky, everything comes easy to me. And honestly, everything after that got to me very easily, and I got so many opportunities that I feel like in my childhood I would never, in my, like before my 20s, I would never, because the incidents that were happened were proving to my brain that you are unlucky, you work so hard and still you don't get things. People get things easily. So the narrative you feed your brain actually gets true. So make sure you revisit your identity and create a new amazing one. So that's why I'm saying you're very lucky that you're feeling lost in your 20s, because now you can reinvent yourself. That's good that your brain is asking questions and not just living a mindless life. Now, I want you to ask a simple question, that what actions am I taking every day that is proving what I'm becoming? Simply just notice and be quiet of what identity you have attached and what actions you're taking to prove it. Moving on to the next point is the development of your prefrontal cortex. Your prefrontal cortex becomes fully online. Now there will come moments in your life where you will feel shattered, where you will feel like, why is this happening to me? I am such a good person, and why all the bad things happen to me? But trust me, you are so blessed. Your world is tearing apart because it no longer belongs to you, because you ask that, I am more deserving than what I'm getting in life. If you wouldn't have asked nothing would have changed. You wouldn't have put on a stand where you would have been questioned about your own abilities. I also went through something in my 20s which shattered me. Like, I did not get any job. My family was tearing apart. I was mentally struggling a lot. Everything happened before I wished that I want to be successful in life, and to see my own potential I needed my prefrontal cortex to be developed. So to activate it, you need to undergo through a lot of stress and pressure. I'm not going to explain it in depth. You can actually Google it, that how it gets activated, and you will see people who are super irresponsible and immature even after the 30s, because they were never under so much stress, or they never took responsibility of something so huge that they cannot handle. Or it can be that dopamine release through things or through gaming or TV, social media. This can all take away focus, and your prefrontal cortex will never be developed. There's a saying that calling comes to everyone, only if you listen. So you're one of them who's going through that. Your calling has come, and it is obviously not going to be so easy. It is going to make you question who you are, so that you choose your identity. So I feel like you should feel you are lucky that everything is happening to you, so that the life you choose will be yours, and not copied seeing someone else. And you don't become a version of someone else success. You become the version of your success, what success means to you. Again, we can't judge people on how their prefrontal cortex has developed. It would be very judgmental to see people like how they're behaving. It's just who they are choosing. You just choose you and stop judging other people. This is about your calling and not what other people are doing. We don't care. We just care about who we are becoming. The third one is comparison. Comparison in your 20s becomes painful because your brain finally starts seeing timelines, your future, and where you should be. In your teens, you're living moment to moment, but in your 20s, you start evaluating life together. For example, you see someone of your age and they are super independent, earning well, and traveling and confident. You feel like your brain starts to question, you are of the same age. Why aren't we there? Why aren't we doing that? So your brain starts questioning, why not me? Why am I not there? In this whole process of comparison, because of social media, obviously social media plays a big role in it. We often forget that you are looking at someone's day 360 to your day one. There's this amazing quote in this famous book called The Compound Effect, that progress invisibly compounds with time. That's, suppose you start learning sketching. From day one, you didn't even know how to use a pencil for sketching or creating an outline. But by day 30, you wouldn't know when it compounded and you could sketch a beautiful sketch, because you just kept doing it every day and it kept compounding. Another example is there are two people, there are two choices. What if I give you 1 penny today and it doubles every day? And what if I give you just 1 million today and the value will remain same? What will you choose? Obviously that doubles every day, so that at the end you will have more money, and 1 million, obviously you will spend it and you will end up with nothing. Just like that, your knowledge, your progress will compound if you keep showing up. And you know what? Comparison kills consistency. If I keep seeing other people progressing more than me, instead of being motivated, I would be demotivated, because obviously they'll be way ahead. Obviously they will have more income sources, more help, and more progress with time. What if I compare myself from yesterday to today? That would be my progress, and now that's how it should be. So in your 20s, just make a conscious effort that you don't compare yourself. You will not be able to take advantage of your 20s if you're stuck in the comparison game. I know if you belong to an Indian family, we have been taught to compare our life to our family, to our friends, and compete us against each other. You know what? Even if you win, you won't be satisfied until you win it from yourself. Just compare yourself to yourself, and you will win every day if you are into winning. Comparison is not a sign that you are behind. It is a sign that your brain can see possibility. And you know what? When you see other people doing it, just yes, you can do it as well. Just take it like the possibility of you doing it, and that person is just giving you a nudge to see in your own imagination instead of being jealous or insecure about it. Why don't you just think like, if that person can do it, I can do it too in my own way. The last one is my most favorite because I struggled for the longest and I'm still working my way through it. No one tells you how money works. Again, it's a very complicated topic because money is different for everyone and their beliefs, and you might have had different beliefs. And culturally, money has a lot of beliefs. And when you hit your 20s, you suddenly realize, I have no money and I have no idea how to earn it. Forget about making a family at 24 if you don't know how to earn a penny. How will you save money? How will you run your own expenses? So everything is going to rush it to you, like, how am I going to make a living out of it, and how am I going to live without my parents? For example, when I hit my 20s, I had no clue, and I realized I had no knowledge even after finishing my college. Like, how will I monetize what I learned? Because I don't know how money works. So how I should be, like, how should one start business, where should I get raw material, even if I get raw material, how will the manufacturing work, how will I save money from it, even if I do, how will I structure it, how will I take out the cost, and how marketing works. Nothing. I was so happy that I was super curious that money isn't coming to me, and I was so tired of watching people earning money like that, or hearing like they're earning so much. I wanted to earn money, and that white money. I wanted to know how are people getting to it. So I was super curious. I sat down one day and went to YouTube, searched a lot, and that too wasn't enough. I started reading books about money. That changed a lot. My relationship with money was very poor because in my entire childhood, as a girl, I used to listen like girls have a lot of expenses, and my dad used to say me, you spend a lot of money, you do this, and I was under the impression that I actually spend a lot of money and I don't know how to save money, because that was what I was listening to. And again, the famous quote that money doesn't grow on trees, I literally have heard this my entire life, and I didn't even know the ABC of investment, like where should I be investing money, and if even if I invest money, that is just wasting it. That's not even enough in my home. If you invest money in technology, that was also waste, because you just want to enjoy life and you don't even know how money is earned. And when I grew up and started calculating exactly how my expenses are every month, I started doing that once I was curious of how people handle their finances. So you see how the titles were getting to me. First I got you're bad at maths, then I got you're bad at finances. No wonder I should be broke. But I am the person who is so financially stable and so financially aware of where I am in life. I always have my expenses. I always know how many savings I need. And I'm not saying I'm always perfect with my savings, but I always have money when I need it. With time, I realized that I have healed my relationship with money. If you want a video on that, I would give you in-depth detail how I did it, because it is quite simple rather than just fighting it. I would love to help you guys, so let me know in the comments if you want me to make a video on how I heal my relationship with money. For now, I would tell you to read a book which was amazing, is I Am a Badass at Making Money. It's an amazing book. It changed my life, and I actually took steps that it has mentioned in it. Also, there are a lot of activities after every lesson, after every chapter. So it's a very engaging book and interesting, plus it's very relatable. You might have also suffered it in your life. I know people recommend Psychology of Money, this and that. For me, were not relatable books. This book is on my level, where I was and what I actually wanted to know, the exact advice I wanted. Again, if you're bad with money, trust me, it's not a big problem. You were just not taught. From effort, yes, hard work, but in the right direction. From confusion to clarity, I have 3 homeworks for you. First is, I want you to write down the actions that one action that you have been taking every day that is making you believe who you are becoming. Clarity, I guess you have had some clarity of where you are in life and what you have to do next. But even if you don't, I have homeworks for you. And the first thing is to kill the comparison. For that, I want you to write 3 names of people who you compare yourself with, and next to that, write something that they started before you. Work number 2, I want you to understand how money works. Just do a little bit of reading. If you want to get that book, get it. Do a little research and also learn what problems are people facing and how you can solve them. What skill can you adapt that people are ready to pay for? Last and my favorite one is, I want you to write down what kind of person I am becoming or I want to become. For example, I'm becoming the woman that the younger me always imagined. I'm becoming the woman who's very compassionate about fitness. I'm becoming the woman who loves cooking. I'm becoming someone who is always curious to know more. That means, read more, gain more knowledge. And if this video helped you get clarity from your confusion, and if this video helped you in any way, save this video and you can visit it, watch it every time you feel spiraled in self-doubt or you feel lost in your life. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to watch my next video.